Andy, did you hear that? Come on, will you?
Did I hear what, Amos?
That whistle. That's the Rinso White whistle.
And Rinso means us.
That's right. Rinso, the soap that gets clothes Rinso White and Rinso Bright, presents the Amos and Andy Show. A solid half hour of entertainment with Shorty the Barber, Gabby the Lawyer, Hattie McDaniel as Sadie Simpson, and those famous Delta Rhythm Boys. And now, the makers of Rinso invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the story of Amos and Andy. The Kingfish feels very peaceful and contented since Sapphire has finished her spring cleaning. And today we find him in his easy chair reading the afternoon paper as his wife enters with a bit of news.
George, I want to have a talk with you about something important.
Well, they're busy now. Tell them we'll pay them as soon as we can.
It ain't about money.
Oh, be glad to talk it over with you. Hey, wait a minute. What you doing with your hat and coat on?
I'm going down and meet Mama. She just arrived in town.
Yeah, they still hear that. Say, wait a minute. Is that war horse coming here again?
Don't you talk about Mama that way.
Well, now, when did all this happen?
Well, I knowed it for several days, but I didn't want to tell you till the last minute.
Well, now, wait a minute, Sapphire. I is the master of this house, and
Mama will sleep in your bed, and you can sleep on the couch.
I is the master of this...
Take your clothes out of the room and put them in the hall closet.
I is the master...
Put your shirts in the kitchen drawer and take your stuff out of the bathroom cabinet.
I is the...
And if you're talking about being master, why don't you go to work and bring in some money around here?
Who said anything about being master? And why has she got to come here? When do she arrive?
She gets in today on the Empire State Express.
Express, huh? Well, bad news always travels fast.
You ain't never liked Mama.
Oh, your mama's all right as far as mamas go, but the only trouble is she ain't going, she coming.
Now, I've heard enough, and I'm going to tell Mama what you said when she gets here.
Yeah, well, tell the old dumb scarecrow. I don't care.
You can't talk about Mama that way.
Now, put down that vase.
George Stevens, I'm going to...
Well, wait a minute. Now, don't hit me, honey. I remember I was the master.
I'll take this vase and...
Somebody at the front door.
I'll see who it is.
Oh, saved by the bell. Oh, me, that was close.
Hello, Sapphire. Is the Kingfish home?
Yes, Andy, come in.
What you doing with the vase?
Oh, this. I was going to put it somewhere. Yes, I really was.
Hi, Kingfish.
Yeah, come in, Andy, come in.
George, I'll get going. I'll be back very shortly.
Kingfish, what you shaking about?
Oh, fate has just played another dirty trick on me, Andy. My mother-in-law's coming, old walrus face.
Yeah, but you has done had her for a mother-in-law long enough, though, to get used to her.
Yeah, it's been years, Andy. You remember when I got married?
Yeah, I believe I do. How did you meet Sapphire?
Oh, don't you remember that? You remember it, don't you?
Seemed like I is, yeah.
Oh, don't you remember way back in the early 1920s? Me and you was both single in the good old days, Andy. Yeah, we used to get together now and then and see what was cooking. One day, me and you was standing in front of Harris Drugstore. We just standing there. You was humming that new song that I was so crazy about.
Just a Japanese sandman singing on with the dew.
Say, by the way, Andy, reading in the paper this morning, the Ty Cobb's batting average last year was 384.
Yeah. Hey, Kingfish, look.
Hey, look at that chicken coming down the street there. Yeah, she ain't bad, is she?
No. She's a sweet patootie, all right. Boy, look at that short dress she's wearing. Hot ziggity.
Yeah, you can see at least 2 inches above her ankle there. Look at that. Sure like to be around when she get on a streetcar, buddy.
Yeah, she good looking, all right.
Yeah, I'll toss a coin and see who whistles at her.
Okay, call it.
Heads.
Tails, I'll whistle. But she'd pick me out anyway, 'cause I has a dingaroo with the gal.
Yeah, go ahead, whistle. Here you go.
Yeah, she stopped. Yeah, here she comes. Watch her go for me. Boy, this orange tie I got on got her already.
Which one of you bums whistled at me?
I didn't hear nothing.
Well, one of you whistled.
Oh, I was just whistling that new song, miss, the Wabash Blues.
Don't tell me that. I'll have you know that I'm not accustomed to being whistled at by a couple of drugstore cowboys.
It wasn't us, kiddo.
Hey, wait a minute. Ain't you the gal that just moved into the brownstone house on 135th Street?
Why, Why, yes. Who are you?
My name is George Stevens. Glad to know you.
Likewise.
My name is Brown. Likewise, too.
I lives in the boarding house across the street from you.
Oh, really? I thought your face was familiar.
I got a familiar face, too. My name's Brown.
Well, Mr. Stevens, my name is Sapphire Hancock.
Pretty name.
My name is Brown.
You know, Miss Hancock, I was wondering, maybe we could have a date tonight.
Well, Mr. Stevens, I really don't think I should.
Well, now, why don't you let me drop over? I is a nice fella.
Well, I guess it would be all right. About 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock? Yes, I can finish my banking business by then, and then I got 2 blocks of real estate that I own by 8 o'clock, yeah.
All right. See you at 8. Goodbye, Mr. Stevens.
Goodbye, Miss Hancock.
Goodbye. The name is Brown.
You know, Andy, I never will forget that night I went over to Sapphire's house. Sapphire told me that she and her mother was waiting for me.
Yeah. What happened, Kingfish? What went on there with Sapphire and her mama?
Oh, Mama, what is the matter?
Sapphire, I never heard of such a thing. Who is this man that you got a date with tonight?
His name is Stevens, and he lives across the street.
Well, you can't go out with him. Who is he? What does he do?
He told me he owned a lot of real estate on Lennox Avenue, and he does a lot of banking.
Oh, he must be nice.
Oh, Mama, look, it's 1 minute after 8. I hope he ain't forgot. Oh, that's him. Mama, you go in the living room. Oh, my hair is a mess.
Oh, good evening, Miss Hancock. I guess I was a little late.
Oh, really? I didn't notice the time. Can I take your hat?
Yes, I'll slip my rubbers off here, too. A little damper tonight.
You can sit right in that chair.
Oh, no, I'll just stand up here and push him off with my other foot here, thank you.
Now, will you come in and meet my mother?
Delighted to.
Mama, this is Mr. Stevens.
How do you do, Mrs. Hancock? It's indeed a great pleasure to meet you.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Oh, my.
What's the matter? Oh, my shoes must have come off with my rubbers. I didn't notice that, yeah. I'll put my shoes right back on here.
Them things do happen, Mr. Stevens.
Yeah, that hole there in my sock. My darning woman quit me last week, you know.
Won't you sit in that comfortable chair?
Thank you. I thought maybe I would take your daughter to a moving picture show tonight. The Chic with Rudolph Valentino's playing at the Bijou.
Oh, wonderful. You'll excuse me a minute. I'll go fix my hair and get my coat.
Oh, Mr. Stevens, she's a wonderful girl. Very good cook and can sew anything.
Yes, wonderful girl, all right.
Whoever gets my daughter will get a prize.
Cash or merchandise?
She's just a wonderful girl. I just hope she doesn't marry some bum.
Oh, we ain't got serious yet. You ain't got no...
Oh, I understand that you're a very busy man with all the property that you own.
Oh, yes, trading property all the time. I spend more time in escrow than I do at home.
All right, Mr. Stevens, I'm ready now.
All right, well, Miss Hancock, say, wait a minute, by the way. Well, I'll be doggone. I done left my wallet home. Mrs. Hancock, if you got 75 cents you ain't using, I'll give it back to you tomorrow.
So on your very first date with Sapphire, Kingfish, you started taking money from her, huh?
Yeah, that night I fell in love, Andy. And on the way home, I told her that I wasn't rich enough to give her no jewels or furs, no automobiles. And then I kind of snuggled up to her and I say, honey, the truth is,
I can't give you anything but love, baby. That's the only thing I'm plenty of, baby. Dream a while, scheme a while, we're sure to find happiness, and I guess all those things you've always pined for. Gee, I'd like to see you looking swell, baby. Diamond bracelets, Woolworth doesn't sell, baby. Till that lucky day, you know darn well, baby. I can't give you anything but love. Gee, I'd like to see you looking swell, baby. Diamond bracelets where it doesn't sell, baby. Till that lucky day, you know darn well, baby, I can't give you anything but love. You know I love you so, so please don't say no. But baby, you get nothing but love.
It takes Rinso to get your clothes Rinso white and Rinso bright. Yes, and Rinso gives you these twin advantages. A Rinso whitewash,
With ease,
a Rinso bright wash.
with safety.
Safety for those washable colors. Safety for fabrics so hard to replace in these days of scarce items, like shirts, sheets, and so on. Rinso's Soapy Rich Suds actually keep your clothes new-looking longer because you don't have to scrub the life out of them. Clothes soap clean in as little as 10 minutes. A rub here and there on extra soiled places, and they're ready to rinse. Remember, twice the satisfaction on wash day with Rinso's twin advantages. A Rinso white, Rinso bright wash.
Yeah, Kingfish, I remember all this stuff you've been telling me. You went with Sapphire a long time before you married her, though, didn't you?
Yes, I did, and remember, after about 4 years, after I was elected Kingfisher to Mystic Knights of the Sea, I proposed to Sapphire.
Yeah, what happened then?
Well, she accepted me. She went home to tell her mother the news. Yeah, I told her that I'd be at your office to wait to hear how the mother took it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that day. It was in March, about 1924. I was figuring out my income tax, and me and Amos was talking about going into business.
Yeah, that's right. It was in March, all right.
7 million, 8 million, 12 million,
Yes, I
11
blue.
million.
Yes, I blue. Tell everybody around the place I is blue.
Say, Amos, I just figured my income tax here. President Coolidge really got this tax up high, all right. Taking 3 cents out of every dollar I make. If I make one. I was regusted.
Andy, I got an idea. I got a chance to buy an old car that ain't got no top, and we could start a taxi service and call it the Fresh Air Taxi Cab Company.
Yeah, that... Wait a minute. Here come the Kingfish.
Well, how is your Kingfish?
Say, you look nervous. What's the matter?
Well, boys, I just proposed to my girl Sapphire about 2 hours ago.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, happy nuptials.
Well, thank you, boys. Say, wait a minute. Here come my future mother-in-law across the street now. Probably coming over here to give her consent in person. Well, hello, Mom. This is Amos Jones and Andy Brown. Boys, my future mother-in-law here, the sweetest little lady in the world.
Listen, George Stevens, you good-for-nothing, shiftless, no-good loafer.
Well, I'll see y'all later. So long.
Wait a minute, Amos. Wait a minute. I'll go with you. So long, fellas. Glad to meet you, sweet little lady.
What's the matter, Mom?
Don't you call me Mom. Listen, you loafer, you ain't even got a job, and you're not going to marry my daughter.
Well, now, wait a minute.
My daughter likes to eat once in a while. She also likes a roof over her head and a bed to sleep in.
That's the trouble. You have spoiled her.
You let my daughter alone, and don't you dare put your foot in my house again, and that's final.
Stubborn woman. Now I see why they don't have mother-in-law days. Well, I ain't gonna give up, though. I know that.
Well, what did you ever do about it, Kingfish?
Well, I tell you, Andy, back in those days, I don't know if you remember it or not, but there was a cute little trick around town. I don't guess she weighed over 110 pounds. She really had a figure. Her name was Sadie Simpson.
Yeah. I remember how she was in those days. She was thin as a rail. Yeah, even in them days, she was always a good friend of Sapphire.
Yeah, that's right. You remember I took you over to see little Sadie? That was back in 1924.
Oh, yeah, I remember that very well.
Well, how is you there, Sadie?
You is the cutest flapper in town, Sadie.
Oh, quit your kidding, boys. I'm so discouraged. I just got on the scale and I weigh 110 and a half.
Yeah, you is the type, though, Sadie, that'll never get fat.
There's no excuse for a woman getting fat. I'll never let myself get that way.
Oh, you're right, Sadie.
Yeah, look at Madam Queen. She's getting heavy now.
I know one thing. If I was fat like she is, I know I'd never go out of the house. And these fat women tell me that it sneaks up on you. Can you imagine saying a thing like that?
Yeah, well, the Kingfish has got a little problem here, Sadie.
Yeah, I want to marry Sapphire Hancock, but her mama don't want me to.
Now, that's what I call a smart mama. I've been looking around for about a year myself, but even I want my husband to have a job.
Yeah, well, the Kingfish wants to get married.
Don't tell nobody I told you this, but why don't you and Sapphire elope?
Elope? Yeah, say, that might be an idea.
And if you find anybody with a good job, we might make it a double eloping.
Yeah, I think she got something there, Kingfish.
Yeah, I could put a ladder up to Sapphire's back window and steal her away.
Oh, that's great stuff. I almost eloped once.
You did, Sadie?
Yeah, it was a pitch dark night, and my fiancé was supposed to put the ladder up against my window on the second floor.
Yeah, well, what happened?
The ladder was too tall and he eloped with a girl from the third floor.
Well, that was a tough break, all right, but I'm going to take your advice about eloping.
Don't forget what I told you, honey boy. If you find some man that's got a steady job and wants to get hooked up, tell him I've got my own ladder.
Cute little Sadie.
And if that ain't quick enough for him, tell him I'll jump.
Oh, yeah, that Sadie is a killer, if ever I see one.
Then you went over to see somebody, didn't you, Kingfish?
Yeah, I was a little scared from the legal angle, so I went over to see a lawyer by the name of Williams, but Williams wasn't in.
Yeah, well, tell me what happened over there.
Well, the janitor was in there sweeping up the lawyer's office.
Nobody but the janitor.
Excuse me, but is the lawyer Mr. Williams in?
No, he ain't. Anything I can do for you? My name is Gabby Gibson. They call me Gabby Gibson. Never could figure out why they call me Gabby.
Yeah, well, you only sweeping up the place here. Maybe you could help me. Do you know law?
I'll have you know I've dusted off every law book in this office.
Yeah, but does you know law?
Do I know law? Of course I do. Tell me this. What's the ipso facto quorum delecti moratorium, non compos metus, dignitatum of this case?
What's that?
I ask you first.
Well, now, listen here, Bud. I is kind of in a little trouble here. I want to marry a girl, and the mama says no. She won't even let me in the house or even see the girl. So it look like I'm going to have to stay single. What do you think of that?
Lovely.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
Oh, wait a minute. I got an idea. But there might be a slight snag. Why don't you marry the mother? Then you'll be your girl's father.
Yeah, what good will that do?
Well, as the girl's father, you can give her your permission to the marriage.
Yeah, but after that, how can I marry her? I already hooked up to the old lady.
I told you there might be a slight snag.
Yeah, you was a big help, all right.
Say, why don't you elope with the girl? That's it, elope with the girl. Elope and take her to Niagara Falls.
Yeah, that'd be a great sightseeing place, Niagara Falls.
There's unbelievable. Great spectacle. I went there once with my aunt.
Your aunt?
Yeah, it was my Aunt Ruth who took me to see the falls.
On the Canadian side?
No, on my father's side. You ought to elope all right, Mr. Stevens. If you marry that way, you can't get no trouble.
Say, buddy, by telling me that, you has done hit the nail on the head. You has done made a great decision. That's what I was going to ask the lawyer.
You was? Well, take my broom and call me Justice Murphy.
We're proud of the fact that
the makers of 33 leading washers unanimously recommend the use of Rinso in their washers. Only Rinso has such an overwhelming endorsement.
We're proud of the fact that millions of women say,
As little as a 5-minute run per load in my washer gives me a wash that's really Rinso white and Rinso bright.
and you'll be proud of the wash Rinso helps you turn out. Try Rinso and see if you don't feel like singing like this.
Rinse so white, happy little wash day song. Rinse so white, you'll sing it all day long. For clothes sparkling white and colors so bright, with rinse so you can't go wrong. Rinse so white, happy little wash day song.
Well, you know, Andy, thinking back to 1924 certainly brings back memories, all right. You know that?
Oh, it sure do. It's great stuff. Tell me this. After Gabby said go ahead and elope, what'd you do then?
Well, I decided to go through with it, even if old lady Hancock was against it. Well, I thought about what I needed for this eloping thing, and I know one thing you got to get, and that's a ladder.
Oh, yeah, you got to have
There was a little fella that used to shine shoes in the barber shop that I could trust. So remember, me and you went over to see him.
Yeah, what barber shop was that?
Say, Shoeshine boy, come here a minute, son. We want to talk to you. Step outside here. Come on.
You want to see me? What's the trouble? I ain't done nothing. What's the matter?
Listen, Shorty, look here, the Kingfish can trust you, can't he?
Oh, you can trust me, Kingfish.
Well, all right then, son. Step up here, and I don't want nobody to hear this. First of all, I want to tell you something. I was in love with a girl.
What a coincidence, a girl. That's what I'm in love with, too.
Yeah, but Kingfish is going to get married.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's what I want to do. I'm always thinking of having a wife. I even sent my picture into the Lonely Hearts Club.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yeah, but they sent it back. They said they wasn't that lonely.
Well, now, here's what I want to see you about. The gal's mother don't like me, and I was going to do what they call elope.
Elope? Oh, that's so romantic. I know. I once had a girl I was going to elope with. Just ran off with her, but she must have lost her nerve.
Lost her nerve, huh?
Yeah, I waited the whole night, but she never come and got me.
Wait a minute, no wonder, Shorty, you worked the whole thing wrong. You were supposed to go get her.
Oh, yeah, I found that out. So the next night I told her I would come and get her. So I disguised myself as a painter in case anybody saw me going up the ladder.
Yeah, I see your angle there,
Yeah, so that night I put the ladder up to the side of the house. I climbed about halfway up when her father came out and called me.
Oh, boy, what did you do?
What could I do? I painted the side of the house.
Well, Shorty, the reason I come to see you is because I needs a ladder for the night. Now, tell me one thing, and I want you to keep this confidential under your hat. Does you think that you can get me a ladder somewhere?
Oh, yeah, I can get you a ladder. Oh, and I'll put it wherever you want me to, too. I'll just put it along
Yeah, Kingfish, old Shorty got you the ladder, didn't he?
Yes, it did, and everything was working fine. I even got a job. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember that time that you went to work, yeah.
Yeah, I was getting $35 a week, and I will tell you something. In those days, that was big dough. So I even tipped off Henry Van Porter. I sent him over to tell Mrs. Hancock that I had a good job. That is, in case she caught me loping, she wouldn't be so mad, you know.
Yeah, well, I remember when you loped. I went with you that night for a little while.
Yeah, don't you remember? We found the ladder where Shorty put it in the alley. That was the darkest night I'd ever seen.
Well, that's the window right there, ain't it, Kingfish?
Yeah, now, take it easy with the ladder up against the house there. That's it.
Boy, it sure is pitch dark here. Well, I'll leave you now. Good luck to you, Kingfish. So long.
So long, Andy, old pal. Well, I'll whistle.
Is that you, George?
Yeah,
Come on up and help me with my suitcases.
coming up now, and they're coming right up.
Be careful.
Yeah, the ladder a little shaky, honey. Open the window higher now so you can get out.
Oh, darling, kiss me.
All right, dear.
George, will you promise that you'll always kiss me in the same way?
Well, I don't know if I'll always have a ladder with me. Be careful now, honey, careful. Now, easy, honey. Here we go down. Going down now, take it easy. The ladder's steadier. Yes, the double weight has helped it.
Careful, George.
Yeah, there we is. One more step, honey. Now we is away from that mother of yours. This time we really outsmarted the old lady.
Come on, George. Let's get away quick.
So then you eloped, huh, Kingfish?
Yeah, in all them years, that is the only time that I can remember that I ever put anything over on that mother-in-law.
And now she's coming for one of them semi-annual 6-month visits, huh? Hey, wait a minute. I hear the key in the front door now.
George, Mama's here. Mama's here.
Oh, yeah. Well, hello there, Mom.
Hello, George. Ain't you working yet?
Hello, Miss Hancock. Hello.
Well, George, I see you still hang around with the same bums.
Hello, Andy.
Hi. We just been reminiscing here about the past.
Yeah, we was just talking here, Mom. We was talking about one of the few times me and Sapphire really put something over on you. We really fooled you.
George, you ain't never fooled me in your life.
Now, wait a minute, Mom.
Yeah.
Now, listen, Mom. You remember when you didn't want me and Sapphire to get married and we went and eloped. We really fooled you that time.
George, on the night we eloped, does you remember how the ladder was steadier going down than it was going up?
Well, what about it?
Tell him, Mama.
I was at the bottom holding the ladder.
Spring is a time when the lilacs bloom, the birds build their nests, and you ladies roll up your sleeves and carpets. Well, Mr. Cadell has got a suggestion about spring.
About spring cleaning, that is, and getting your house all shiny, rinse-so-bright. Don't fuss around with lazy bar soaps. Just whip up a pail of soapy-rich Rinso-Suds to do your woodwork, linoleum, floors, windows, bathroom tiles, and the rest. Besides, Rinso is anti-sneeze.
Rinso is the only soap of its type that's 98% free of sneezy soap dust.
And Rinso gets your dishes, pots, and pans Rinso bright in a jiffy. So remember, it's Rinso for all around the house. And on wash day for a wash that's...
As you folks possibly know, honest, deserving people are starving in Europe. By cutting down on your bread, fats, and oils, you can help avert famine.
Yes, folks, the dinner you share may save a life. Thank you, and good night.
Good night, everybody.
Starting next week, the Amos and Andy Show will be heard 1 hour earlier in communities which do not observe daylight saving time, with the exception of the Pacific Coast area. This is Carlton Cadell saying good night to all of you from all of us.
Warmer weather's coming, so more than ever, be on guard. Use New Lifebuoy in your daily bath. It stops. B.O. New Lifebuoy is a soap we've wanted to give you for years. It's the only soap with these 3 big advantages: exclusive purifying ingredient, vanishing scent, and extra protective lather. New Lifebuoy's mild, rich, purifying lather gives double protection, all over head-to-toe protection, and long-lasting protection. In warm weather especially, always bathe with New Lifebuoy.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.